Let me ask you something real quick. You think you know what intimacy is? You think it's just a physical thing, a moment, and then it's done? Nah, that's where most men are completely lost. Because what actually happens after that moment, inside her mind, inside her emotions, deep in her psychology, that's the part nobody ever explains. That's the part that determines everything. Whether she pulls closer to you or slowly starts to drift. Whether you become unforgettable or just another chapter she closes. Stay with me, because what I'm about to break down today, this is the stuff that changes how you love, forever. Welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm so glad the algorithm brought you to this channel today, because this is not your average content. This is the space where we go beneath the surface, where we have the real conversations, the ones most people are too scared to start. About love, about psychology, about what truly connects two human beings on a level that lasts. I'm your host, and today we are diving into one of the most misunderstood, most powerful psychological experiences in any relationship. What a woman truly feels, emotionally and psychologically, during and after true intimacy. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you are going to see intimacy in a way you have never seen it before. Let's get into it. Here's the first thing I need you to understand. And this is where most men go wrong before they even realize it. They think the moment is the moment, like, it happens, it's done, move on. Absolutely, dead, wrong. See, for a woman, that moment is not the end of something, it's actually the beginning. It's the point where the real emotional experience starts to unfold. The second true intimacy reaches its peak. Her nervous system begins a process that most people have never even heard of. Her body starts to release, to open, to exhale in a way that goes way beyond the physical. Tension she didn't even know she was carrying. It dissolves. Her breathing slows, her muscles relax, and what's left in that space? Pure, raw, emotional, openness. She is now in one of the most vulnerable states a human being can be in. Her walls are completely down, her guard is gone. And in that moment, she is feeling everything at once: relief, warmth, closeness. Sometimes a deep emotional weight she cannot even find the words for. And what you do in that moment, how you show up, what energy you bring, whether you stay, that shapes the entire memory of the experience, not just for that night, for months, sometimes for the rest of her life. This is not an exaggeration. This is psychology, and we're just getting started. All right, let's talk science for a second, because this is where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. The moment of release, for her, triggers one of the most powerful chemical events the human brain can experience. Oxytocin floods her system. And if you've heard of oxytocin before, you probably know it as the love hormone or the bonding chemical. But here's what most people don't tell you about what that actually does in real life. It doesn't just make her feel good in the moment. It starts writing a memory, not just a memory of what happened physically, a memory of how she felt, the emotional temperature of the room, whether she felt safe, whether she felt seen, whether the energy around her was warm and present or cold and disconnected. That memory gets encoded deep in her subconscious, and it starts to shape things you would never even think are connected. How she feels when your name lights up her phone screen, whether she thinks about you in quiet moments, whether she leans into the relationship, or starts, slowly, almost invisibly, pulling back. Dopamine is also spiking. Serotonin is shifting. Her entire neurological system is recalibrating, and you are at the center of that recalibration. Think about that. The same physical experience can feel completely transcendent with one person and completely empty with another. Same act, totally different emotional result. Why? Because it was never just about the physical. It's about the emotional atmosphere you create. And that atmosphere, you are building it or destroying it every single second. Hey, real quick, if this is already hitting different for you, if you're already seeing something you've never thought about before, subscribe right now. Seriously, hit that button. Because we go this deep every single week, and you do not want to miss what's coming next on this channel. Okay, back to it. Now, I want to talk about something that is at the absolute core of this entire experience: trust. And not the surface level kind. Not "I trust you with my Netflix password" kind of trust. I'm talking about the deepest, most fundamental act of trust a human being can offer another human being. When a woman allows true intimacy with someone, when she reaches that level of vulnerability, she is making a silent declaration. She's not saying it out loud, she doesn't need to. But somewhere deep inside, she is saying, "I trust you enough to be completely undone in front of you. I trust you enough to let go of every wall I've ever built. I trust you enough to be fully seen, even in my most exposed moment." Do you understand how profound that is? She has spent her entire life building armor, layer by layer, experience by experience. Every heartbreak added a wall, every disappointment added a lock. And in this moment, she's taking it all off. And vulnerability, I need you to hear this clearly. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the most courageous thing a human heart can do. It is a signal that the emotional bond is strong enough to hold honesty, to hold exposure, to hold the full truth of who someone is. And when she offers that to you, what you do next is either going to honor that trust or break it. Her subconscious is recording every signal, every movement, every choice you make in those moments after. Are you present? Are you warm? Are you there? Not just your body, but your actual soul? Or are you already somewhere else? She feels the difference. She has always felt the difference. She just may not have had the language for it until now. Here's the part that nobody talks about. The part I want you to really sit with. After the moment, there is a shift in energy. A palpable, real, undeniable shift. Her body relaxes. Her breath slows. The intensity fades. And what takes its place is something rare and fragile and beautiful: stillness. And in that stillness, she is more emotionally available than at almost any other point in life. Every defense she has is down. Every mask is off. She is operating from the most honest, most real, most raw version of herself. And that window, that quiet golden window right after, is one of the most important moments in any relationship, because what happens in that window creates what I call an emotional imprint. Think of it like wet cement. Whatever you press into it in that moment, that's what hardens. That's what stays. A gentle hand that lingers. A look that says, "I see you." A few soft words. Even just her name, spoken with warmth. Even just staying. Just being there without rushing to leave. These things press into the cement, and they harden into a memory that she carries in her chest. Not her mind. Her chest. The kind of memory that makes her smile for no reason on a Tuesday afternoon. The kind that makes her choose you, again and again, without even fully understanding why. But here's the other side of that. If you disengage in that window, if you roll over, go cold, check your phone, make a joke that breaks the tenderness, the cement still hardens. Just with something entirely different pressed into it. Distance, dismissal, disconnection. And those imprints? They're just as lasting. They just build walls instead of bonds. The silence after intimacy speaks louder than anything that happened before it. I gotta pause here because I genuinely want to know. Is this landing for you? Have you ever thought about intimacy on this level before? Drop it in the comments right now. Just say, "This hit different." And subscribe if you haven't already. I read every single comment on this channel. Everyone. Okay, let's keep going because we're not even close to done. Let's talk about subconscious bonding, because this is the phenomenon that explains so much. The attachment that seems to come out of nowhere, the feelings that don't make logical sense, the reason why some experiences stay with a person for years. When the body and mind go through true intimacy together, the subconscious doesn't wait for permission to start forming an attachment. It just does. It starts linking the physical experience with every emotional signal it received. Safety, warmth, attention, presence. And it begins to associate you with those feelings, not deliberately, not consciously, subconsciously. Which means it's happening whether you're aware of it or not. Whether she's aware of it or not. The gestures you think are small, they're not small to the subconscious. A gentle touch on her shoulder after, pulling her a little closer, whispering something warm, looking at her like she's more than just a body, like she's a person you genuinely see. The subconscious registers all of it, files it, builds a case around it. This person is safe. This person sees me. This person makes me feel like I matter. And over time, these subconscious imprints accumulate. They stack on top of each other, and they start to shape how she experiences the entire relationship. Not just the intimate moments, all of it. How she feels when she thinks of you, whether she feels secure or anxious, whether the relationship feels like home or like something she's slowly, painfully trying to talk herself out of. This is why people can't always explain why they love someone so deeply. It's not always logic. Sometimes it's this invisible subconscious architecture that got built, moment by moment, through exactly the kind of gestures most people would call insignificant. Now let's talk about something that most people in relationships are completely illiterate in: nonverbal communication. Because in moments of true intimacy, words are optional. Actions are not. Every touch says something. Every pause says something. The way you hold her, or don't. Whether you linger or whether you rush. Whether your eyes meet hers or avoid them. The warmth in your hands or the coldness of your distance. Her subconscious is translating all of it in real time. It's running the signals through a filter and coming out the other side with conclusions about who you are, how you feel, and what she means to you. Let me break it down clearly. A lingering touch that stays just a moment longer than expected. That says, "You're safe here. I'm not in a rush to leave you." Gentle eye contact in a quiet moment after. That says, "I see you as a full person, not just this moment." Staying close, not rushing to the next thing. That says, "You matter to me beyond the physical." And on the flip side, pulling away fast. That says, "This was transactional for me." Checking your phone. That says, "Something else has my attention right now, and it isn't you." Going cold and quiet with no warmth. That says, "I don't know how to be present with you emotionally." None of these messages are spoken, but all of them are heard. This is the silent language of intimacy. And the men who are fluent in it, who understand that their nonverbal signals carry more weight than their words ever could. Those men create the kind of connections that don't fade, that don't erode, that actually deepen over time. I want to make something crystal clear right now. The act itself is not what she remembers most. I know that might sound wild, but hear me out. What she remembers, what gets seared into her emotional memory, is the aftermath. What happened after, how you treated the stillness, what you did with the vulnerability she offered you. Did you hold it carefully? Or did you set it down too fast? Did you stay present in those quiet minutes? Or did you emotionally leave before you physically did? Did she feel like the most important thing in the room? Or like something that had already been dealt with? These are the questions her subconscious is answering in real time. And the answers it arrives at, they form the emotional foundation of how she experiences the entire relationship going forward. The aftermath is where trust either gets reinforced or quietly eroded. And erosion is sneaky. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens in 100 small moments where the right thing wasn't done, where presence was replaced by distraction, where warmth was replaced by distance, where she needed someone to stay, and you were already gone. So if you take nothing else from this video, take this. Treat the aftermath like it's the most important part, because for her, it is. And this brings me to the thing she's really asking for, even if she's never said it out loud. She's not asking for perfection. She's not asking for poetry. She's not asking for grand romantic gestures. She's asking for presence. She's asking for you to stay, not just in the room, but in the moment with her. She's asking for a look that says, "I'm still here. This was real. You're real to me." She's asking for a touch that lingers because you actually want to be close to her, not because you feel like you should be. She's asking to feel like she matters, like she was not just something that happened to you, but someone you genuinely chose. And here's the thing. Most men actually have the capacity to give her all of that. It doesn't cost money. It doesn't require talent. It doesn't even require many words. It just requires awareness and intention, the willingness to slow down, to not rush past the tenderness, to let the quiet be what it is, a gift. Because in that quiet, in that still, unguarded, honest space, that's where the real bond is built. That's where love either deepens into something unshakable or begins its slow, quiet, heartbreaking fade. So let me bring it all home for you. Intimacy is never just a physical moment. It is a portal, a gateway into the deepest layers of human connection, trust, emotional bonding, subconscious attachment, psychological safety. Every action before, during, and after leaves a mark, an imprint, a signal that her mind, her heart, and her nervous system are constantly decoding. The release itself, that's just the opening chapter. The real story is written in the energy after, the tenderness, the presence, the nonverbal signals that say, without a single word, you are safe with me. You matter to me. I see you. The men who understand this, who approach intimacy not as something they want, but as something sacred they're invited into, those men leave impressions that last a lifetime. They become the person she compares everyone else to, the one she thinks about in quiet moments, the one the songs remind her of. And the men who don't understand this, they wonder why she changed, why she pulled away, why something, they can't quite name it, can't quite touch it, shifted. Now you know why. Now you have no excuse. Be present. Be intentional. Be the man who stays, not just in the room, but in the moment. Because real intimacy is not built in the act. It is built in everything before, everything during, and especially everything after. And the one who understands that, that is the one she will never forget. If this video opened your eyes, if something in here landed for you in a way you didn't expect, please do me a favor right now. Like this video, hit subscribe, turn on the bell so you never miss a single episode, and in the comments, drop the word presence if this one hit home for you. I read every comment, every one, and I want to know this reached you. This is Talia Talks Love, where we go deeper than the surface. Every single time. Take care of each other out there. I'll see you in the next one.